All right, Austin, Texas, baby. Just landed down. Holy shit, it is hot as hell here. I forgot how absolutely scorching it is in Texas. I literally landed, and dude, last time I was in Texas, I remember distinctly saying, I have never felt a heat that actually caused my body physical pain like the Texas heat. Bro, the Texas heat is next level. There's just nothing can compare to it. If you tuned in on the last vlog, you know why I'm here. You know what I'm here for. I am speaking at a event at this gym called Collective. It's called Network of Directors, and essentially monthly they bring in experts in the field of entrepreneurship, business, content, and they speak to the community on their topic, on their area of expertise. And one of my mentees, Jake, actually lives here in Austin. He's the guy that filmed my marathon, but he goes to this gym, and it's like a very exclusive gym. It's a really high-end gym, but he goes to this gym, and the guy that runs this network of directors, Jake was telling him about me, and the guy that runs network of directors was like, hey, can this guy speak? I like his content's amazing. Like, can he speak? I'd love for him to come speak. And Jake was like, of course he can. It's a really cool opportunity. As I said in the last episode, this is the first leg of travel that I will be embarking on for the sole purpose of sharing my knowledge, of being me. I've traveled a lot in my career. I have traveled a lot when I was a filmmaker, when I worked at Mayhem, when I, did all of the traveling for documenting the CrossFit athletes. I traveled the world, but that was for someone else. This is me traveling to be me. It's a crazy concept, but to me, it's proof that things are working. To me, it's proof that the work that I'm doing is actually paying off, right? I'm being asked to come out to these things to be me and share my knowledge. I am fired up for these next few weeks because this is the life I signed up for. I said this in the last video. This is the life I signed up for. I wanted a life where I would have impact on people by simply being me. By simply being me and showing up and sharing what I know. I'm a huge advocate of that. You can only teach what you know. And so the beauty of this life is, as I grow and as I get experiences and as I learn things, I can impart that knowledge on other people. And what I know to this point, right? I'm very transparent about the fact that I'm not this wildly successful businessman yet, right? I'm new to this world of entrepreneurship, but what I do know that I can teach with absolute certainty is how to articulate and how to create and how to find your voice and tell your story in a beautiful way. So that's what I'm here to teach, and that's what these next few weeks are all about. Me sharing my knowledge and helping other people do what I do.
The back half is super good.
Because I was a filmmaker, I understand that you get the most authentic moments when you simply document them as they're unfolding. Standing on business and like having an opinion it is not common. It's an uncommon trait. I'll never forget in third grade, an 11-year-old, I'm thinking, how I'm a child. I had the presence of mind to know I'm a child. How are people watching me and paying attention to me? But I think it goes back to just being curious. Like, I remember when I was a kid and my mom would make me go have conversations with people that were older than me. She would be like, ask them about themselves. Don't talk about yourself. Ask them about themselves. And it's like this very selfless method of communicating where it's, people that when they have conversations, all they do is talk about what they've done.
That's me, Arizona.
Yeah, but it's like, I have to catch myself where I'm like, okay, that's not conversation. That's propping yourself up. That's ego. Right. Yeah.
Relationships. So for me, I put in, kids' birthdays, pet names, like what's something that you don't remember if you want to have like an authentic, genuine relationship with somebody.
Jake introduced me to Bennett, and Bennett hits me up and I was like, dude, your content's amazing. And so he flew out here, and now I'm trying to convince him to move here because he's a pretty cool dude. So without further ado, Bennett Looper, come on up, brother.
Everyone wants this content strategy. Everyone wants the perfect system laid out. to make sure that their content is systemized. I deal with a lot of type A people that want the plan. They want the method. I want to post this on Wednesday, this on Thursday, and I want it laid out for me. And the biggest problem that I hear is I don't know what to post, and I feel like if I post a bunch of things, it's just going to be random, right? It's just going to be random. If I have a topic I want to talk about, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that, and if I just post these different interests, it's going to be random. And my position is you don't need a content strategy, you need a set of core beliefs. And so when asking questions about yourself, if a piece of content is answering one of those questions about yourself, it's the volume of that work over time that's going to tell your story. Your why has to be stronger than your fear because that fear is never going to go away. And so if you're doing this for the wrong reasons, you will fail every single time. If you're doing it for the views, if you're doing it for the likes, if you're doing it, I don't know, a lot of people that I deal with, they want the brand deals, right? They think that's going to be their ticket. It's like if you're doing it for that, you're not going to last. And frankly, I'm probably not going to want to work with you because I can sense it too. My why, and I truly believe every person has a set of gifts, and that's a whole other conversation of how you tap into those gifts, how do you find those gifts. I know that my gifts, after a lot of time and consideration, my gifts, I'm a creative at heart, so something about me is I'm going to create. If money was out of the equation, I'm going to create. And I also know that I have the gift of articulating and leading by example. And so I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't use those gifts. That is my why. And so when it's cringy, when I get the fear, my why overpowers that fear. And so that's what I mean when I say creators need to be really introspective is you got to ask yourself why you're doing this.
Thank you for coming and pouring into the community. I think he's going to stick around for a little bit if you guys, I would recommend even just sitting down with him right now or after the next speaker and shoot a video with him and try to tell a story. That would be a really fun activity. I think he's game for that. He's got camera equipment. He can probably send it to you or shoot it on your phone. But use this opportunity to learn, get closer to him, and get that depth of relationship that Anwar was talking about. Enrich that data by being a real human being and asking legitimate questions to help propel your business forward. So huge round of applause for Bennett, dude. Thank you so much for coming up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, bro. So I did 315 for 10. Should I go up or should I stay the same?
315 for 10. You could do, what is this? 315?
Or should I just go straight sets 10 all the way through? Because I'm traveling, it's probably the smartest thing. Every time I travel, it's like my body doesn't love me at all. You probably get it too.
What is your sleep score?
Oh, girl. Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
During Ironman training, I'm not lifting any more than 135 pounds. So it is fun coming and being like, ooh, we can still play with the weight.
Fuck. Those always get me.
What are you doing this weekend?
So Jake's wife is a tactical games athlete, and I'm gonna help. So I do this series now. Honestly, this could be cool to do if I come back to Austin. So some of my one-on-one clients, instead of signing with me for 3 or 6 months, they hire me to come out to them in person for 3 days. And that's my high ticket.
Oh my God, you get so much done.
And I'll fly out and that's why I'm going to Tampa. One of my clients, I'm going to teach him in person in his environment. And so I'm using Jake's wife as a proof of concept for that. Hormozi gives the example of teaching people how to grocery shop. He's like, what's the highest ticket version of that? It's like going to the grocery store with them. That's like my version of teaching them hands-on. Because people would come to me, they'd be like, I bought this camera. How do I work it? And I'm like, just give it to me, let me show you. The best way to learn is by doing. And so like people just need to do. $100K followers. I woke up this morning to 100K followers. It's crazy. I posted a video the day I left. It was like a video on, I'm like doing like a how to yap series. And I got up, I was like, I need to post another video for this series. It's been 2 days. So I quickly, before I boarded my flight, before I left, got an Uber, I filmed a quick little segment with a really strong hook. And then I edited it on the flight, posted it at like 2 o'clock. It went to the moon. To the moon. I got like 1,000 followers from it. So I started the day at, I think it was 99K. And then I ended at 100. I gained 1,000 in one day. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not a great milestone. Right, 100K followers is triple digits or 6 digits. It's the milestone everyone wants. But the job's not done. Right, like I celebrated for a moment. I gave myself the pat on the back that I feel like I deserved, right? Like I worked for that 100K, but I feel like it's just the beginning. And I don't want to say it's just a number because it does serve as an indication of my hard work. It's not just a number. It's an indication of the blood, sweat, and tears I've put into my work. But I also do know that it's just a small amount of impact that I can have. It's just a small drop in the bucket of what's to come. What if we just started like a wide shot? Like, I don't know what y'all's back porch looks like, but if we just started like the first shot is like a wide shot of the outside. Like she's in the shorts, she's in the top with like a cutting board of raw meat or whatever you're gonna cook. And then you come out and that's like the opening shot. And then you can cut to like some tight shots. And you're closing on that Traeger logo just like that. Because it's cool sometimes the camera movement, but then that would be like a closing on the scene where it closes and it has that logo. If you like divide the frame into 3 parts, right, horizontally and vertically, placing your subject in each of those intersection points is what makes a really visually compelling frame. I always say this, I'm like, dude, everyone has a set of gifts. Everyone has a set of gifts in life. And it would be a shame to not share those gifts with the world. And how you decipher what those gifts are is your own journey. Like for me, I'm a creative and I know that I can impact people with what I create, and I know that I can articulate and impact people with what I say. So it would be a shame for me not to step into those gifts. And so now I'm in a period of life where I'm unapologetically doing that because I know that I can have impact through that. Mm-hmm. Everyone's gifts are different. But also when you said like, thinking that sharing your wins is egotistical, everything in our life can be used as evidence, whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, whether it's something really positive or something that's really negative. That's creating evidence as to why people should listen to us, right? So, hey, I won tactical games, I had all these wins, this is what happened, this is why you should listen to me. Or hey, I experienced this insane trauma, right? I experienced this, that's evidence for why you should listen to me. And so it's not necessarily creating this essence of like bragging, it's more so creating this evidence for people to tune into what you have to say. But then I think also people discount how much people come to know you, like I said, over the course of time. You will be known for how you show up on social media every single day, right? Over the course of years, months, years. And so one post where you're talking about your wins is not going to negate 1,000 posts of humility and vulnerability.
When you post, do you have like a person in mind that you might be talking to?
I love that you asked that question. Yes. In fact, I always say this is why I so encourage talking content, because right, you need direction when you speak, right? Like a lot of people speak to the camera, but you should have someone in mind every single time you talk to the camera, right? it's different for every single person, right? If it's for business purposes, they're talking to a potential client, if they're, trying to sell something. But for me, a lot of my content, I'm talking to my younger self, because I talk a lot about like taking risks. I talk a lot about the fear of failure. I talk a lot about insecurities, all things that I really struggled with as a kid. And so I almost am like speaking to my younger self as like, you dumbass, like this is why you don't do that shit. This is why we do what we do now. And I know that if I felt that way as a young kid, there's someone else out there that has felt the same. And so if you have felt something or if you have struggled with something, we know this, you're not alone. Other people have, even if it's different than what you exactly struggle with. And that's how you can speak to people.
That actually made me emotional when you said that.
Really?
That like talking to your older self. Yeah. Because there's so many things, infinite amount of things that I wish I could go back and tell old me.
Like what?
Like all the lessons I learned in tactical games. For instance, like taking out my first championship and being absolutely gutted going into day one and being like, I can't handle this is way too much. Like if I knew, if my current self could be like, you've won 3, girl. Like you have everything you need, like go encourage my own self or like teach myself the mindset lessons that I learned along the way. Like it just hits different, I guess. And maybe, I wonder if you feel this way, but do you feel like it gives you more freedom to just like talk because you're talking to yourself?
Yeah.
Like you can be more authentic because it's just you to you versus like, do I have to frame it in a way or say it in a way that it's going to be absorbed by this person? Are they going to get it? Is it going to resonate with them in that way? If I frame it back on me, it's like, it doesn't matter because it resonates with me.
You hit the nail on the head. It truly, and that's why I say you are doing it for other people, but like in a sense, it's like a verbal diary, right? A lot of what I talk about is me processing things in real time. And I loved the guy that opened for the speech yesterday, Judson, where he was like, you have to be in touch with your emotions. You have to be introspective. It starts there. And so whether it's writing, whether it's thinking, whether it's however you process things, when I create content, when I speak, it's simply verbal processing. And so what you just told me there is like you getting that out, you're speaking to the Janae that went through that shit. Mm-hmm. But even just you verbalizing that is people are gonna hear that and be like, damn, she went through some shit. Mm-hmm. I'm going through something similar. They may not be going through the tactical games or the exact same thing that you went through, but it can still apply to their life. We're at Lift ATX, trying a new gym. I'm trying to try a new gym every single day. I just want to get the full fitness experience. #1 rated wellness city in the US, Austin, Texas. And for good reason, brother. It's a Saturday afternoon at 6:22 and it's absolutely packed. This gym is kind of iconic, so I had to drop in. I see a lot of other creators created this gym. So I want to get the full experience. I wanted to actually like see what it was like. No AC, no heat, hitting an upper body workout. We'll just hit a little bit of everything. I just want to kind of try out every single area. There's like an outside portion, there's an inside portion. The vibe here is pretty energetic, to be honest. I haven't really talked to anybody. I've actually seen some creators that I recognize, and we follow each other on Instagram. So maybe we'll connect, maybe we won't. But I'm gonna hit a little upper body, spicy sesh, get after it. So one of the most underutilized tools that I've used with some of my clients is actually, I want to provide them feedback real time as if they were filming. So I kind of figured this out with one of my clients, Rachel, where I would film her on a tripod, right, as if I were her moving her camera around the gym, but I would leave voice notes And that was a really helpful tool for her, so she could actually go back through the footage and listen to me speaking through every single clip, telling her, hey, these are the settings for this clip, this is why I'm composing it this way. And so it's almost like homework where she can go back through and watch these clips. So we're gonna do that with Janae, where she has 2 workouts. So I'll do that for the first 2, and then I'm huge on hands-on too, right? There's nothing, the best way to learn is by doing. So it's gonna be kind of a combination of both today. I'm in her environment, that's why we're here at the gym, right? She spends the majority of her time training, and a lot of her content will be around her training, so it makes sense for me to actually help her film in her environment. But she can take these principles and apply them to other areas of her life, whether she's filming, her morning routine, or filming in her house, or filming other areas, the principles still apply. So we're gonna try to replicate as if I were not here, but filming with this camera. You'll get comfortable enough to eventually know your gym, right? You'll know the gym that you're training in. Like when I go into my gym, I'm able to know every single movement, and I know the frames that work for every single movement. So I can go in, and I know exactly where to set my camera, and I know exactly how to frame the shot for each movement. You're gonna get to a point where you realize, okay, for wall walks, I'm gonna frame it like this. For chest to bars, I'm gonna frame it like this. And so as you get more comfortable filming each movement, you'll know what works for each. Talk about telling your story. How do you find your story? Everyone has dope shit in their life that they don't think is dope, but that is actually cool. One of the things like with Janae is I had no idea she played hockey as a kid. I had no idea that she played hockey at the collegiate level. That's an element of her life that is still a part of her story and still a part of what she does. And so we're out here today on the rink, and we're tapping into that side of her story. We're documenting that. Even though, she's not a professional hockey player yet, even though she's not the top of her game, that's still an element of her story that is unique to her. And first of all, out of everything, it's dope. It's cool. Like, telling someone that you play hockey as an adult is already a unique trait. But secondly, I think more than anything, just the very fact of her getting out here and doing something abnormal is inspiring without her realizing it, right? Even the fact of her sharing the fact that she does this is inspiring potentially to other girls, other young women who, she's out here playing with all men. She's out here playing with all men. She's the only girl, and she's actually gonna hand it to them, which is gonna be awesome to watch. But that is inspiring for other women and other girls to see, because they can look at her and say, oh, she's doing something hard, she's doing something that is out of the ordinary, maybe I can too. And so I think a lot of people discount the fact that by simply showing up on social media and sharing something that is unique to them, that over the course of time is how they inspire people. You're getting the reflection of the
I had about 80% net, and I sent it right at the 20% pad at the bottom. I was like, sick.
All you need to do is lift it. If you lifted it like a little bit, it would have gone.
Would have had it, yeah.
You just sent it right across the ice.
So funny. So the guy that I was partnered with on defense, he actually runs women's hockey clinics, and he's like, yeah, like the women's hockey world is really struggling down here. Like we need females that would be willing to like work with these girls and just like even be a presence. And I was like, what is happening right now? This is crazy. So I told him to hit me up.
We're sending some of these videos to the PWHL.
Oh my gosh.
Bennett said we are too.
I love it. It's seriously the highlight of my week every week right now.
That should tell you something.
Fun. It does.
Dude, that's why you gotta at least try. You gotta at least try.
But even like that, I mean, let's not even take it to the extreme, but like even just that being a light for, like you said,
young
other
girls
young girls.
in this area.
Yeah, in this area, like that could be your end, right? It doesn't have to be the extreme,
right?
But like that could be how you have impact.
Yeah, it's just crazy because that's what like we were talking about camps right before. And then he brought that up, and I was like, what in the world? The timing of this conversation is nuts. So that would be fun to just, I told him to hit me up about getting involved in it. And obviously I was like, I'm no skill coach, right? Like I've been out of the game for a while, but that's not always what they need. Like they have a lot of really good skill coaches that are men. He's like, we just need females to like be females to these other girls. And like, it's more about, you know, you have leaders in your life, maybe they didn't teach you the topmost skill, but they taught you morale, or they were there for you in a different way than like the lead person was. And I was like, yeah, I can do that. Sign me up.
I honestly think, if you want to think about it practically, you could probably get at least 4 pieces of content, if not more, from this one like day of filming. You could do a reel, some sort of recap reel, right, with text on screen. You could do some sort of video carousel, still video carousels. Those are super in right now. You could add text to it, or you could just make it static with no text. You could grab stills from that video carousel and make a still carousel out of it. Or you could do what I love. I call them like mini docs. They're like mini moments, right? So I was filming Janae in the locker room, of her talking, of her getting ready. Like those to me are like little mini snippets. People think that everything on social media needs to be this big production, when in reality, it's just a moment in time. You're just viewing someone's life at a specific moment in time. So you can take a moment out of context and it would still work for a social media post. So like, essentially you kind of have a never-ending library of content from a day of shooting like this. Now she had 2 guys filming her, which most people don't have, but if you do have an ability to have someone film you, you can repurpose that content so much. And I think people waste a lot of their content because they're not doing that. So HEB is like this grocery store here in Austin. I don't even know what you would compare it to. We have Kroger, Aldi, Publix, but I know every region has their own grocery store. But HEB, bro, they have these like pre-made meals that you can cook. And I tried one the other night on the way home from working with a client, and bro, they're fire. Like good ass meals, like good meals, like fucking steak, Cajun pasta, and like filet. Like literally, they had Wagyu steak. So that's what I'm spamming, bro. Tonight, that's the thing with travel is like you have to take time to yourself. You have to take time to yourself. And tonight, I've committed to dropping a YouTube video, and so I'm gonna finish that video tonight. And so that means staying in. I've had some people ask if I wanted to hang out, and you know, unfortunately, sometimes you have to say no to things. Even when it's fun, even when you're traveling, even when you're doing all the things, sometimes you still have to keep the main goal in mind. And I do feel a little overwhelmed, but I think little small things like this keep me on track. I made an Instagram post today, right? That I honestly woke up today and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make an Instagram post today. I think today's gonna be too hectic. I'll just take today off. But I skipped Saturday, and I'm committed to posting daily, or at least trying to. And so I made a post, and it worked. And it's actually doing pretty well. Tonight, I'm just gonna take some time to be with myself and actually work and take a me night. It's important to have me nights. So I'm gonna down this and get to work.
It's not just me, but peak experience.
Yeah.
But I want to send off like I'm in like the 700 to 710 for 800 maybe.
We're doing 1 mile warm up, 4x800, 4x400, Yellow Jacket Stadium. Evidently this is the spot to be. It's not as crowded as I thought it would be, but slowly trying to get that running fitness back because I'm going to Thailand and I don't want to get my face kicked in by all the hybrid bros out there. Strength was feeling great. Knee was actually feeling good for once yesterday during the squats. We're gonna milk it for what it's worth, right? We're gonna take advantage of it if it feels good. We're not gonna send it, but we're still gonna get some solid work in.
Highest heart rate I've had since like I ran a 5K race.
I haven't seen it in the red since before the marathon. Actually, that's a lie. I've been doing intervals, but seeing it in the red for more than like fucking 5 minutes is kind of scary. Do you ND or do you just?
No.
Me too. I just stopped down.
No, you were the one telling me I need the ND.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do use a variable ND, but sometimes I'm lazy and I just like, especially when I'm shooting something like the track where I don't want to risk not being in focus. I'll just do I'll stop down to like F8, F11. That way, like, if I'm running towards the camera, more of me will be in focus. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it. I just, sometimes, like, if I'm going fast, the autofocus won't catch me in time, which is a crazy thing to say because I'm not fast. If you think about it, even at like F8, at 70 millimeters, you're gonna get compression.
Yeah.
Because it's already a tight focal length. And then at 24, it's like, I don't really, if I'm shooting wide, I don't really care if there's bokeh because normally it's an establishing shot. And normally I want to get everything in focus.
Yeah. This was shot.
But I always keep my shutter speed 1/50. It's been a really interesting last few days. I feel convicted in a lot of ways. I never want to say that I feel behind. I never want to say that I feel like I'm missing out because I think I'm right where I need to be in a lot of ways. I think our past experiences shape us into who we are today, and I think that we are where we are as a result of our past experiences. It's like I was talking to Janae yesterday where she was saying the same thing. Like, I feel like I'm just now getting to the game. I feel like I'm just now starting this social media journey. I should have documented everything. I failed by not documenting. And my mindset is, instead of looking back on what you could have done, use it as fuel going forward. Use it as fuel to not do those things going forward. And so my 3 years in Cookeville, my 2 years in Birmingham built me into who I am today. They built me into what I'm doing now. And so I use that not thinking, oh man, that's 5 years where I could have been doing this, where I could have been pursuing this career. Instead, I use that as, hey, those were 5 years that built the foundation for where I am right now. So that being said, I still do feel some sense of urgency. I don't know if it's where I'm living, but there's a sense of urgency and energy here that I do feel, where people are doing similar things, where people are in the same walk of life, maybe not age-wise, but career-wise. They're doing scary things. They're taking risks. They're kind of living the dream, if you want to call it that I don't really feel in Birmingham. I love Birmingham, but I don't feel it. I'm a risk taker now, and I say that. And the risks don't become easier, they just become a little less scary. That's something that I'm used to in my life now. Everyone needs to take one big risk for them to see that it's really not that bad, that it's really gonna work out, that it's really gonna be okay. Everyone needs to take one monumental risk in their life, and the more that they do those things, the easier it gets, the less scary it gets. That was me quitting my job, right? That was me pivoting from filmmaking to what I do now. And so now when I approach risks, it's a little less scary. It's still daunting, but it's a little less scary. all that to say, you probably know where I'm getting at. I have to put myself in an environment where other people are succeeding, and if you're the most successful person in the room, you're in the wrong room. I think more than anything, I've just felt alone in Birmingham. Not lonely, but alone. I feel as if no one is doing what I'm doing, which is unfair to say. I know people are creative. I know there are creatives, but I don't feel as if anyone is doing the same type of career. No one's going down the same type of career path that I'm doing. There's something to be said for surrounding yourself with people that are doing like-minded things. It's energizing when you're around other creatives, when you're around other creative people that are going down the same route that you are. Even if it's not necessarily the same career, the same general genre of creative entrepreneurship, it forces you to be better. But more importantly, it energizes you. And so I think it's important to put myself in an environment where there are like-minded people. And not only like-minded people, but people that are infinitely more successful than me. That's the key. I feel alone in Birmingham because I don't have anyone to create with, if I'm being completely honest. And that makes it more difficult. And yes, you should strive to do things despite them being difficult. But if you can place yourself in an environment where it's not as difficult, where you can succeed and strive towards your goal and be more energized and inspired in the process, why would you not do that?
I don't need you here, yeah. I just need some time. I hope you're happy, yeah. Wasting life.